Oh, wicked! Yes. Oh, rock and roll. Oh, how is everyone doing? Yes, let's go. Oh, Midnight Haze. Hello. Yes, yeah, it was cool actually. Yeah, cool stream the other day. I'm liking the idea of your game. It looks, yeah, it looks like a proper sort of, yeah, with slimes and stuff. I like it. I like the idea. Yeah, let me know when it's when it's actually all like made and stuff. I can't wait to play it. Right, anyway, first of all, let's rock. How are we doing? And I have got a single goal today, right? And if you've seen from the title, it's going to be called Making the Monster Rewards More Awesome. I did want to write more awesomer, even though that isn't a word, but that would really emphasise how much I want it to be awesome. So, what does all of that mean? So, what we're going to do is we are going to make sure that when you defeat an enemy, a thing's going to come up where you can essentially get all the rewards, but it's going to look a lot better than it currently does. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I think it's like because I mean that's the thing. It's like I'm that's one of those sort of big sort of talking points. And it's like to me, I think I was like just working behind a bar when I was younger. Right, it's like I had no sort of big sort of aspirations or anything, and it's like so absolutely fair play to you. Yeah. Ah, wicked. Right, but yeah. So and I wasn't even very good at working behind the bar. Right. So where are we? What's our plan? Right. So at this precise moment, what happens when you defeat a monster? It will go to the other screen, and then I'm trying to work out how to sort of describe it. It just kind of like it comes up and it feels a bit rubbish. And also with there's a certain exploit where you can get the like coins and rewards and then leave the game and come back in and you'll get the coins again. So you can just do it infinitely a number of times and just get infinite coins. And I kind of want to try and try and get rid of that exploit, but have fun at the same time. So what we're going to do, what we're going to start with first is we're going to go into scenes. What if we're going to test scene? Oh yes, of course. This was just my original way of getting the UI, but we can get rid of all this now, I think. This is the test master. We've got the things that we need. And then I'm going to add the sprites which I've made. I just made them earlier today. And I'm going to kind of roughly map out what I'm looking to do. And then we're going to actually start putting it into place. So where do we go first? Let's go. We need to add the sprites. Oh yes, of course. Oh yeah. You're telling me you're struggling with. So do you use contact lenses or glasses? I'm definitely one of those lucky people that, as much as I've always wanted to kind of have a need for glasses, just so I can kind of do the sort of like I need you to clarify that point. I've never needed glasses. Yeah. Oh wow, yeah. Oh really? I suppose that is the. I remember someone saying the problem with looking at a screen is you're looking at essentially it's the dimension that you're looking at. So if you're in any job that doesn't involve computers, the depth at which you're looking is constantly changing. Whereas when you're looking at a screen, you are looking at exactly that amount of length the whole time. I'm sorry to hear that. Because I think that's it's one of those big things that I again take for granted. Because I'm in the UK, I'll be like, oh, I can see an optician for free. I can see my GP for free, and it's like kind of. Whereas I know in the US that is it's a lot more stressful and difficult to actually. Oh right. Do you reckon that'll be something that will just recover over a period of time, or do you think that's a sort of permanent thing? Right. So first of all, I'm going to go create a 2D object sprite, and we're just going to have it a square 0, 0. And I have a kind of idea that. No, maybe not. So I still want this to come up on the map screen, but that's what we're going to do. We're going to create today. Anyway, right, where are we? So resources, sprites. I'm trying to work out what folder I should put it in. UI. I guess if we have UI and I just create a new folder, because I've got a really cool plan as to what I'm going to do. It's going to hopefully look really cool, or it will definitely look like I've tried hard. This will be monster reward stuff, and we're going to create a few folders because I've done some images in Aseprite which I'll show off in just a little bit. So we've got. Oh really? Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm really sorry to hear that. I think because there is a good chance that if you that it might just be simply a matter of having glasses and then it will just instantly fix. I know that I remember hearing a story of my granddad when he was alive, literally was I think he was about 45 before he knew he bothered to ever wear glasses, and up until that point he literally had to squint to see anything. And then as soon as he put on glasses, it was like his quality of life just improved. He was like, wow, this is how normal people see all the time. Monster Award stuff. We're going to have, I'm just going to call it swords. Yep. I know. Swords, what does that mean? Don't worry, it'll all make sense soon. Single reward. And this will be, create a folder. Main stuff, I guess. Yeah, right, okay, now we're going to get the pictures that we've got here. And yeah, all of this will make sense eventually. So we kind of want, yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to go Control-Shift-S, and we're going to save it as a PNG. And I'm going to do the classic 000 so the numbers kind of line up okay. Oh, right. Oh, fair play. Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is that's like everyone, like when you're kind of putting up all the ideas for everything, that was, it's like the fact that you even actually had the concept of putting up a brainstorm, being like, this is my plan, this is how everything's going to work. That's way that's like you're in the top 10 percentile of being organised in just doing that. Yeah, when I was making this, I was just like, yeah, just let's just start and then see how it goes. Right, so we've saved all of those PNGs. And now if I go File, Open Recent, I think I've just got Border. Oh, Border PNG. Oh, it looks like I've done that already. Cool. All right. So, I believe I just need to find the folder. Can't remember where I put it. Is it this folder? No, that's my computer game. Rumpletown. Can't remember where I put it. Border. Yeah, so this is all the stuff. And this will make sense eventually. So I think it's all of these are going to go into the single monster awards. So sorry, I'm going to move this over to the other screen that you can't see, so I can drag it and drop it. So these are the single rewards. Yeah. Well, I think the like one thing which again pretty envious is you've still got the excitement. Whenever I was at either school, college, university, I always felt as though it was always just a pain. I was like, I can't be bothered with any of this. That's going to be main stuff. Whereas you've got a lot more enthusiasm, which is, yeah, it's really good. Right, let's go. Yes. Well, I think like as time has kind of gone on when it comes to actually putting, like, actually if you're working in Unity, you'll probably notice, as much as I talk about me not being organised, the only thing which I am pretty organised with is these folders do have like quite, like they are quite sort of regimented. I've got like, I can roughly know where I find things. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You didn't look sick. You were like yeah, let's go. You had the proper enthusiasm to keep going. That was awesome. But like, I think you were doing well masking it. But yeah, it is hard actually because I've noticed I've got a certain period of time. Yeah. Because yeah, I think I reckon I kind of like I have a sort of what's the best way of describing, a sort of like I can stay hyper to begin with, but then after a while it slowly curves down until I can barely make sense of anything. So this is why I'm picking like the slightly more complicated thing to do first, and then if I can get this done, then I'm happy. So my plan generally for this stream is if I can make this whole monster reward thing look the way that I want it to look, then I'm going to be like properly happy with that. but it's going to involve us. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It'll hopefully be fun if it all works out. Create. I need to create another folder. I'm just going to call it before sword and after sword. It'll make sense eventually. So, oh, we need another thing, don't we? We need one more thing, and I think I made a slight mistake, a slight error here. If we go back into Asseprite over here, what I actually kind of wanted to do was where we have this one. I'm actually just going to get rid of that. This, yeah, and then I'm going to press. If you press Alt B, it just gives you an empty thing. And this one here, Control C. I'm just going to put this over here. Doesn't matter too much where. So this is actually going to be behind, which will make sense again a bit later. Oh, Grumbler Pugs! Oh, wicked! Oh, how's it rocking? Nice! Oh, yeah. Yeah, my sentiments exactly. Yeah, thanks for the raid. How is everyone doing? Oh, nice. Oh, by the way, Grumbler Pugs, I didn't mention anything. I was actually lurking a little bit earlier. It's actually, yeah, it's looking really good. I was seeing you making the sort of platform with the sort of, where they were sort of crushing and having it in a timed sort of fashion. Yeah, I'm liking the look of that. But yeah, so what we're doing at the moment, we are making it so that when you defeat a monster, a whole sort of UI reward thing is going to come up. So I think that's all I need. So I'm just going to quickly go back into this folder, which you can't see because it's on the other screen. I wanted to, yeah, we're going to get rid of some stuff and put more stuff in. Okay, so let's go get rid of these because they didn't need the background. Yeah, yes, I know that feeling where you're trying to remember what you were doing, trying to sort of gather your bearings and stuff. Create folder, and this is just going to be. I'm just going to have this as background. Yeah. Right, yeah, like I say, this is going to look really weird until it starts coming together and you'll be like, oh, now I see what he was doing. So this bad boy is going to go in before sword, and these three are going to go after sword, and this single thing over here is going to be background. If I can just get it in there. Right, and then I don't think we need this anymore. Yeah. I think, yeah, I suppose Unity, right? Like, I remember when I first used Unity for the first time, and I saw all of this stuff over here, thinking, do I need to know? I reckon about 90% of these things you can click on. I have no idea what they do, but you don't really need to. Like, some things are just kind of like quite obvious. I think this switches it between 2D and 3D just as far as viewing, but there's yeah, most of it you barely need to know how to do. But yeah, and hopefully soon we're going to start getting to the fun coding bit. Right, so I'm going to open up all of these so we can select all of these sprites, and now I've got to pick a number, and I'm going to guess and say 128 is the correct number. All right, and I'm always setting this to point and this to none, just so the pictures come across okay. So I'll see if I can create the thing that I'm looking to create. I actually think we start with having a create empty, and this game object is going to be called monster reward game object. We're going to have it's at 0, 0, 0. And I'm just going to add, yeah, we can put this on. This will be, I'll have this as BG, and then main main window. And I actually think somewhere between here as well, if I just go Control D, we want to put this one here. So you want the background behind everything. And then we're going to have Monster Slain SR. Actually, I should be putting SR. So we know that it's going to be a sprite renderer that we're sort of accessing. And then this will be main window SR. Right, so we've got that, that, and that. What else do we need? For the time being, that's all we need. So let's just start putting all the things in. So we want this one over here. Yep, that is correct. The Monster Slain. I'm going to come back to that. And oh, hold on. That one is the background. This one here is going to be this one. And Monster Slain. Oh yeah, this one. Kind of want it over here, but my plan is I want the picture of the monster to just fit like in this square. So even if like some of the edges go out, it's just going to fit in that square. And then yeah, so I think let's go just get a picture of a monster and see how well it fits in. So monsters over here. I'm just going to pick Blobo. We're just going to pick that as a reference. That seems quite big, doesn't it? That's okay. That's going to be... But what we can do is we can actually do what's called mask interaction. So visible inside, and then with the background here, we're going to have mask interaction. Hold on. Just got to remember how to. Oh yes. And we need another one, visible inside. Because yeah, there's just a way of making it so that this picture will only be visible in this little screen. I've got to remember. But yeah, oh, how's it all rocking though, Grumbler Pugs? Right, Spill mode. Oh, I think. Oh, that's it. That's it. We literally physically add a mask component here. Sprite mask. So, Monster Slain. This is going to be none. This is going to be visible inside mask. And sprite, we're actually going to have the same sprite that we had that we were just doing. This one is going to be there. So hopefully, checking, why is this not alpha cut off? Ah, okay. I think that's just got to be 0. So now we can just shrink this one down. So if we go scale, I haven't actually worked out 0.1. 0.1. Oh, and we actually, surprisingly enough, we don't need this sprite renderer at all. So that's a bit too small. Yeah, I'm doing really well. Now, normally, I have absolutely loads and loads of energy, and I'm like, yeah, let's get rocking. But I've been absolutely exhausted today, so I thought, like, if I do a stream, it will kind of keep me sort of pumped up. So soon, I'm just gonna, I've got a can of Coke that I'm just gonna sort of like hope the caffeine sort of kind of keeps me going. I'm gonna go Control D. Yeah, it turns out we need to have both a sprite renderer and a mask, and I thought I could do both, but I can't. Background mask, so Monster Slain, visible inside. So all we actually need to do now, I believe, is just make this one. Yeah, so we're sorting out order in layer at the moment, and 0.1 is a bit small. But let's actually pick one of our bigger monsters. Trying to work out what one I should pick so I can and I've forgotten the name of all of them. Renegade. Right, this bad boy. Okay, so we want to make it a bit bigger than that, don't we? 0.25, because I don't mind it slightly going out of the side. So 0.25. Nope, still a bit small. 0.5. Oh, now that's interesting. Okay, this will kind of like, now I can actually make this one ordering layer as 2. So I think that's kind of roughly how we're looking to get the picture to work. So I know none of this makes any sense yet. Oh, nice, yes. Yes, I think, again, that's another good thing, because I normally just kind of import on the fly. I'm like, oh, well, I need a picture for this, so let's start doing it. But that's actually getting everything imported first is a lot more sensible strategy. So that kind of looks okay. I quite like that. That one needs to be 0. And if that was, say, -1, that's okay. That's okay. So the monster that we've just defeated, there's going to be a picture of it here. And then we also want to have, in fact, I'll worry about that later. So, like, I think we're going to start getting into our coding shortly, because what I'm looking to happen, the opening thing that's going to happen is you're going to see these swords come up and crush in. Then this is going to go red, and then all the rewards are going to come out of the bottom. There's a few things we'll need to do before any of that occurs. So here, simple, that's going to be sliced. And here, I've got to remember how to actually do this, because I need to slice single. Is that not? Got to remember. We've got to kind of make it. Oh, I think it's just sprite editor. Sprite editor. Okay, the sprite editor's just come up on the other screen. So we're looking at this. Can I make it full screen? Yes. Okay. So what we're looking to do is, if I can get in, we're looking to make it. What all this does, it means that when we are increasing the window size, it won't kind of just look bigger. It will it's only these bits that will actually get bigger. So hopefully, when it actually all comes into fruition, you'll be like, oh, I see where you're going with that. So I think that's all we need to do, and go apply. And then I think we can get rid of that now. So what that will mean is, this is on sliced now. No, not quite. Let's see. It might be 12. No. Because there is a certain way of I'm going to worry about that in a little bit. Oh, an idea. Because that's one thing. When you were putting your game together, you had you had so many ideas like in one go. But that's cool. Yeah, let me hear it. Right, so something's slightly off here, isn't it? What is wrong with this? That scale. For some reason that's saying 2 by 3. It should just be 1 by 1. Oh, I see. Okay. So yeah, at the moment I'm just kind of 2 by 3. Okay, we're gonna worry about that in a sec. Right. Because I believe it's to do with changing this bit and not the scale here. Oh, I think the exact opposite problem is actually occurring. So this bar is remaining the same. Okay. we'll come back to that. Don't worry. Oh, nice. Okay. I mean, that would be really cool, actually. I think the like, so am I right in saying you've got like the same series of assets to work with? Okay, so it's actually affecting the bit which I don't want it to affect. That's okay. We'll come back to that. Over here. So, okay, never mind. We'll get everything else worked, and then we'll come back to that. That shouldn't matter too much. For the time being, I'm just going to head back to that being simple, and then we'll worry about the rest in a sec. Oh yeah, I mean, like, that's the thing. If you need, I'm not sure how much use I could be, because as far as as far as coding, it's like I've got this sort of very strict regimented way, which might not necessarily gel. But if there's something, if you need help with something, I'm way up for that. Right. So is this actually, how big is this going to be on the screen? Let's have a look. So anyway, right, we're going to start doing some coding, and it's going to be awesome. Let me go start putting this together. Scripts. I'm just going to have a whole new thing for create folder monster reward scripts. Oh, Lakia! Oh, wow! Oh man, awesome! Oh, again, getting properly all the cool people. Yeah. Oh, nice. Oh, how's it going? Oh yes, I was explaining as well. I was doing a little bit of lurking. That's the thing. I'm definitely guilty of that. I do lurk. But yeah, I saw that you were streaming earlier. Right. Let's rock. Okay, where are we up to? What are we going to do? We're going to have monster reward master script. So this bad boy is going to have all the things that we need. And in true Visual Studio styles, once I've made it, it then opens it up but doesn't actually open up the correct thing. So let's go create a whole new script, and we've got to think of all the things that we want access to. So we want a public transform base trans, and then we're going to go void awake base trans equals get component transform. We might not actually necessarily need all of these things, but I'd rather have them there so that we know when we need them. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's mainly because I'm quite lazy. It's like I'm quite a lazy person. I'm like, oh, cool, I like this. I just, I can sometimes just kind of like, say, play a game on my phone while having like a stream going on in the background. Public sprite renderer. Background SR. I don't even know if we need these, but this one will be... Oh, actually, you know what? It's suggested calling it banner SR, and I quite like that. Yeah, let's go for it. But we also need public sprite renderer monster SR. So we're getting hold of all the things that we can change. Yeah. Yeah. That is absolutely kind of the same with me as well. It's like I'm normally playing, like it's when like, and I think a lot of people have this, where you don't need, where you kind of, it's, I do the same with sort of Netflix. Sometimes there's certain TV shows that don't need my full brain activity. I can be kind of semi-watching, and actually a good culprit for that is something on Netflix now that's called Blockbuster, right? And it is actually quite funny, but I think it only needs about 48% of my brain activity to appreciate it. So I can just have that, and then, like, I might even say watch another stream while having YouTube. I tell you what, I have got serious, you know, it's like I need it just enough to keep my brain occupied, and it's like, yep, have that on in the background, have a Twitch streamer that's just on silent there, and then it's like, yes, and that is Blockbuster. It completely fills that. You know, there's a lot of shows where I think Game of Thrones was I thought when Game of Thrones first came out, I treated it as a phone show, and I got about 7 episodes in, and then I had no idea what was going on. I was thinking, oh, hang on a sec, this is like literally, we're talking about the first season of Game of Thrones, and I was thinking, hang on a sec, this is really good. Like, I then decided, no, okay, Game of Thrones, you've earned the respect of me actually watching, having full, you know, concentration, you know, phone away, you know. Right, so we've got the Monsters SR, Banner SR. Right, we just need to make sure that we're assigning these to the right places. So, background SR equals, it's actually get components in children. Sprite renderer, 0. Oh, boom! Yes. Okay. Right. So that autocorrect is we've established we call Betty, right? So I just thank Betty every time because that saved me having to type all this up. But let's go make it just a little bit tidier there. So what I'm going to do first is, now that we've got this script, I just want to make sure that if I attach it to this bad boy, it's going to kind of get all the things that we need. So, right, so hopefully all of these will be filled in and it will kind of refer to the correct one. SR Monster main window. So just to clarify, sorry, I'll explain what I'm doing as well. When we're getting the components in children, it's basically saying to this game object here, look in all the things that are attached to you for any sprite renderers. In which they'll probably find that there's one. Oh, hold on, I can get rid of that. I think I can get rid of that. Remove component, yeah. So we've got 1, 2, and 3. And it's basically saying make the background this one, this one, this one. So let's go have a little play, see if this kind of works. Right. Now that looks a little small, doesn't it? But let's go just check that we've actually got all the appropriate things attached to it. So it looks like we have got all the correct things. Yes. Okay. Right. That's good. Well, what is it that you found? Right. That is probably, let's go first of all, make sure that this is, it is at 0, 0. So we probably, do we just want to make the whole thing twice as big? So by getting the whole thing twice as big, if we go like that, we go into here, I'm gonna, oh nice. Actually, one thing that I would properly recommend, it's more like to people like myself, like, because I definitely come in the category of I have no art skills. I cannot draw to save my life. Asseprite is definitely one of those which is very forgiving. I genuinely think it was designed for people like me who is like, oh, I've got the coding brain and not the drawing brain, because it's very, very sort of pixely. Oh yeah. 256. I can't remember if this makes it bigger or smaller. That makes it smaller. We want to go 64 and apply. So that's okay. I think the we just need to get this one. We need to change the monster to. Can we actually make it 1-1? Yeah, we can. Right, 1-1. Okay, and then we just want to kind of fit it about. I think about there sounds good. Okay, so and all of this is currently at 0. So we've got all the stuff. We're going to start getting some hardcore. It's going to be brilliant. Right, we're going to actually make the code to do the thing that I want it to do. So let's go make a function. Oh yeah, no, that is fair enough actually. Well, I think there's like, I definitely find the most exciting part of game development the programming part, and when it comes to drawing stuff, I'm sort of slightly less excited. Sorry, I'm just getting a little bit. Just kind of want to make this look a little nicer. Okay, so public void. Create summon monster reward, and we're going to have a private enumerator summon monster reward routine. And at some point as well, what we're going to do is I'm actually going to be a little bit sneaky here. So where do we do this? We're going to, in classes, I'm going to create a new class, right? We're going to go create C# script, and it's going to be called monster reward class. Okay, so how is a class different to a normal script? We get rid of this mono behavior. I think we get rid of that as well, right? And what we kind of want to do is I need to get rid of some of these. These are just getting in my way. We're looking for the master script where we can create different things that we can actually have. So I'm going to have something that's going to be called monster rewards. And this will kind of give us a lot of flexibility. Oh, nice. I mean, like 3D, like I one day, I mean, many years ago, I don't even know if it's actually available on the App Store, but there was a game that I had a 3D artist to do all the artwork, and I was doing all the coding, and I had to sort of delve into the 3D world, and I was just like, oh no, we've got a whole extra dimension to worry about. Like it's hold on, I've got a little. Oh yes, of course, yeah. So this is. I'm just going to put yield return null. So I'm going to fill all this in later. And I don't mean to sort of flex the C# thing, but if I had this problem in Python, I wouldn't be able to leave. It's like I think, well, I've made this. Now I'm going to come back to it. I can't do that in Python. You actually have to put something in the function, or otherwise it's going to give you a bunch of error messages. Whereas, yeah, that's why I love curly brackets. But that's my biased opinion, and it is biased. Right. So if we go into master and we go into the master script, even though we might be able to use something. Actually, can we use this? We probably can, you know. Okay, all right. So DM reward potential. So what we want in this monster reward class is a public list of DM reward potentials. We won't call them potentials. We'll call them monster rewards. So, and we want a public list. So, oh yeah, that's a good point, because I saw your like slime game. Is that going to be? Is that, are you going to looking to make that 3D or 2D? DM reward potentials. Int. that's almost what we want. I'm just going to call it monster rewards int. So what we're actually kind of doing here is when we're creating a monster reward, we're going to put all the rewards that we want. So at this precise moment, all the monster rewards are specifically, you get coins, you get rumple tokens, which are useful like for the main, like outside, like for the main campaign, or like, you know, improving your base and stuff. And then you can draw a card. Oh right, oh fair play. Yeah. Oh yeah. No. That's really cool. Actually, I just like when I had to sort of introduce myself to a whole extra sort of third dimension. I was like, oh no, you know, it's like kind of I've got this sort of weird kind of slightly ignorant. Is it ignorant? Yeah, it's probably slightly ignorant. Mindset of no, everything has to be fit into tiles. Everything has to sort of click into place, or otherwise none of this works. Right, so now we've got this. I think that's all we need to do, because what we're actually looking to do eventually is, well, we're looking to solve a big problem that I'm going to come back to in a while. So now, summon monster rewards. We actually want to have a monster reward class. Do I just call it? Yeah, no, actually we'll call it monster reward class under there. And public monster reward class. I might change it later, but we're going to call it MRC. So once we have created it, we're essentially, one of the arguments, we're punching in one of these classes so that it can then summon our like reward. That should be alright. Yeah, okay. Right. Don't worry, it'll all make sense. By the way, yeah, sorry, I know I've been gibberish. I've been talking a lot of rubbish for a while, but thanks for sticking around. Okay, so all we're looking to do is go MRC equals monster reward class, and then we're looking to start coroutine, open brackets, summon monster. Okay. All right. So now we're going to do a bunch of like green notes. Oh wow! Yay! Okay, right now it isn't working at the moment, the notification. But Glisten, thank you so much. That is absolutely brilliant. Right, so even though there's absolutely no indication on the screen to know that I've actually someone subscribed, Glisten, you are a true hero. Yeah, let's rock. Actually, when I had to quickly put together a tile for my game. Where is it? It's over here, and I was thinking, no. Well, I mean, I want it to look something like this, but I realised the resolution's quite slow. But I need to have some sort of funny picture for my sort of game tile. Anyway, right. So we can do some green notes. We're going to put everything. Yeah. Do you still like one thing which I'm still really impressed with is my hold on. Yeah, is the wandering bean animation. Ah, yeah. Oh, cool! It's going to be a proper emoji fest. Are they called emoji? I don't know actually. I'm too old. Right. Yeah, I know. It looks like you've got a lot on your plate at the moment. I think like like I say, I've got all I've really got. I've just got my normal boring work, and then the fun work, which is making games. Right. So what do we want first? I want to. Yeah, we're going to do a bunch of green notes, and then we're just going to fill them out all one by one. So first of all, we want to make the... Oh, yeah. So we actually want a bit more here. We want public... I guess it's actually going to be a string, which is going to be monster name. Right, why do we want that? Because we want to get hold of the sprite, and it will make a lot more sense if we just get hold of the sprite from the monster. So where do we go? So make the monster SR sprite. Actually, it's quicker. This is significantly quicker of me actually just doing the code to do it. So let's just do that. So monster SR dot sprite equals resources dot load we're going to load a sprite, and I think I've actually got a bit of code somewhere where I can get hold of the sprites. Is it going to be easy to get hold of? If not, then in fact, let's go have a separate little function where we get hold of the sprite. So public string get monster sprite, and here we're just going to have string monster name, and then we just want to work out exactly where to get it from. So sprites, resources, sprites, monsters. So it looks like I need to be a little bit cautious here, because here I've got no spaces, whereas in the actual monster SOs they don't have spaces as well, so everything's completely fine. Okay, so what we need to do, monsters, if I say copy path, and then we're just going to chuck this down here, and we're going to go Control V, but in this bit here, this is the actual monster's name, so I'm going to delete that. We're going to close that and have plus monster name. Okay, and then in fact we're just going to have why is that giving me problems? Oh, I think I must just be missing bits. Let's go. Let's just try and remember how I do this in all my other bits of code. Yeah. So yeah, like I mean, because when it comes to coding, that's obviously always my the most exciting thing. Oh, that's why that's not working. Because I'm one of those people that actively get excited when there's an error message, because it's so satisfying when you finally get it to when you get it sorted. So actually, what we'll do is sprite equals Control X equals that. And then if sprite is equal is equal to null, then we're going to return and we'll just have I think is it blob. Just want to check that we're getting it from the correct place. Oh, I see. A slight problem is I need to make sure that all of these names match up with the names here. And I'm going to do that another time because that's going to be a bit of a pain right now. Yeah, because at the moment it's entirely dependent on this name here matching up with there. And I can already see Blobbo. I need to at least change this one here to Blobbo. So it's going to have a search to find the sprite, and if it does find it, then great. We're just going to have return sprite, but I kind of want to rename it. We're going to call it monster sprite. Okay. Right. So yeah. So make the monster sprite. Okay. So monster sr dot sprite. Oh, of course you're looking because. Am I right in saying that? Because from what I'm telling, is it going to be a sort of a game where you have sort of slimes that you're looking to sort of raise and sort of make money and farm and stuff? Sprite equals get monster sprite. And then what we've done, we've already got the information that we need from this MRC, which is the monster reward class. So we're just going to have MRC dot monster name. All right, and so hopefully that will just set the sprite. So provided we actually make a class, we can put it in. So that should be okay. What are we looking to do next? We are looking to create sword animation. Hopefully this is going to look cool. And do we just work on that next? Actually no, let's go right. Create the sword animation, then move the whole thing up a bit. Oh, yes! You've done it! You have done it! You have succeeded! Right, okay. Now, just before anyone gets too excited, this is big talk. Right, don't worry. Right, now, I mean, it 100% goes without saying, Lakia, the amount of support and help that you've given me, your name would already be in the credits in my game. But here we go. Let me go, just me. Right, I've got the full screen here. Right, so this is a Rubik's Cube. I'm going to mix it up. Now, obviously there is an argument that I could be mixing it up in a very specific way. I'm trying to have it randomised. I'm trying to make it as random as I possibly can. But well done. Very nice going. I wasn't sure if 10,000 was ever reachable, but you've succeeded. Okay, Lakia, this is for you. Right. Okay, we happy? That's actually no. Now that looks like I'm gonna just keep messing it up just a bit more, just in case. Right. So right, there's the camera. Okay. Right. Yeah, are we happy? That's pretty messed up. All right, let's go. There we go. Yay! Oh my gosh, yes. Like I say, don't worry. Your name is going to be like in the credits when I make it. But yes. Oh, I hope you enjoyed it. Right, wicked. Right. Anyway. Oh, nice. I wasn't sure if 10,000 was going to be like, you'd need to be watching my stream for 8 straight years to ever build up 10,000 points. But no, that's actually quite a reasonable amount. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can, like, you know the way that we're up to about 77 episodes that are roughly sort of 2 to 3 hours, sometimes 4 hours each. I don't think it's quite. I think that felt like it was about more 24 seconds. Yeah, there's certain bits that you just kind of know. But yeah, like, yeah, the fact that I've got this many episodes in streaming, I could literally have that many episodes on talking about the Rubik's Cube. But I don't know if anyone would be interested in that. Right, so move the whole thing up a bit. Make the... yeah, it's the sort of brown box. Open up. Create the rewards. Make. Yeah. That's. I think. Yeah, that's what we're going to work on next. Right. So creating the sword animation. Yes. Okay, this is going to hopefully look quite cool. Oh, hold on. Create the sword animation. Turn the window red. Okay, right. So let's first of all, we need to create the sword animation. Now that I'm going to do in a separate game object, which. So the next step we need. Yes, that's a good point actually. So I like what I'll do. I think the only problem is the concept of actually getting a timer. It's probably really easy, but I just never actually sort of. I suppose I could literally just get any timer I like and then just put it on the thing. That is what I should do. But I would guess. My guess was that was probably about a 25 seconds time. Right. So we are now going to create a 2D object. Sprite square, and we are going to close this. UI sprites. We don't need that. And yes, I think this is the first one. So if you actually have a look, I think you might be able to see it. So I kind of want the swords to kind of like come up and then sort of crush into the thing. And so we'll kind of we'll give this the first one here, and this one kind of needs to be 0 and 0. That's good. Okay, right. So this will be monster reward swords game object. Okay, or geo. Oh, right, I didn't even know. Is that actually part of OBS or... Actually, I'll tell you what, I'll bear that in mind, because what I also want to do is have some sort of timer on the screen for like how long it's going to be. You know, when it says I'll be on in 5 minutes, but then that's a kind of ominous 5 minutes that no one actually knows how long it's actually going to be. Right, so... that's 0, that's 1, and that's 2. Okay, so I need to make a bit of a code for this. It shouldn't take me too long. In fact, let's do the classic, the timing thing. So at the moment my clock is saying 16:16. We want the whole sword thing to have occurred within I reckon I can do it by 1/2 past, so 14 minutes, but maybe even less. No, let's go get 10 minutes. Okay, 16 by 20, 16:26. I reckon I can get this done. Okay, right, go. Right. Now, I don't mean to use excuses, but because it's quite cold here, I've realised that, like, kind of, I can't move the mouse as fast. So I'm very good at coming up with excuses for not being able to make it. But I reckon I can, even with the coldness against me. Monster reward. Sword script. There we go. If I'm honest, I barely know what a Stream Deck is. It's something that I definitely should know. Okay. Yeah, it's like, not that this is a good thing in any stretch, but it's just when it's come to anything game development wise, I've normally just like, you know, essentially gone into Google whenever I've tried to find something that I'm not sure how to do. And because it's never been like a proper pressing issue, but I like, now that I mention it, I would kind of want a timer of some sort, to actually just make things a bit easier, like cube solving. Right, so we have got sprite renderer. We want it public sprite renderer. We'll just call it swords SR, and then void awake swords SR equals get component. Yep, very nice. Public void perform sword perform anim, and then we'll just have private I enumerator perform anim routine, and then we're going to go public bool busy. Oh, that actually sounds like a really sensible thing. You know, like, I don't know if this has ever happened to you. So when I was doing my training at university, we were regularly told, you need to go on to StudyNet, right? And I was a good 6 months to almost a year into the course before I had any idea what that actually was. And I feel Stream Deck is, oh wow, fantastic. Let's have a look. Hold on. Let's have a look. Not now. Oh, very nice. Okay. Oh wow. Okay. Right. That's going to probably be on my Christmas list. That's really cool. No, I want that one. That one looks as though it does exactly what I'm looking to do. It's like something I didn't even know what. I've just heard the word Stream Deck. I just assumed it was a program. But no, that sounds absolutely fantastic. Oh, I'm going to have so much fun with that. Yes, okay, that's going to be on my Christmas list. I'm going to, yeah, brilliant. Right, and we also want, let's go make it private. Sprite sword sprites. Yep. Okay. So we want to get access to these sword sprites. So I'm going to go sword sprites equals resources dot load all sprites in a particular location. Oh, you know when you suddenly think of something and then you're like, oh yeah, I better fix something now that it's just in my mind. We need to get rid of this. So, like, one thing which still annoys me is the fact that whenever you're resourcing, you need to find the path and then just delete where it says assets, resources. You can just go like that. But yeah, no. Oh, hold on, is that another one? Right, let's have a look. Oh, whoa! I mean, like, given that I didn't actually, I've never, given that I had no idea what it was up until now, I think if I do get one, I'll probably get the cheaper of the two. So is that actually, do you like use that? Like, because that sounds so genuinely fun. Like, oh, brilliant. You know, because normally I am just clicking over here, whereas I can just be like, press this and do something cool. Yeah. Right. Yes, that's all good. I'm just going to save that. Right, we're going to go back into the swords. So we're getting hold of all the sprites, and I need to actually find the location of these sprites, which will be around here. So I'm going to just go right mouse button. We're going to copy this path and chuck it in there. So we're loading all the sprites there, but again, I need to get into the habit of just deleting asset.resources, and then we just get there. Okay, so these are all the sprites. Now, start coroutine, perform anim routine. Thank you, Betty. Right, busy equals true. Busy equals false. And now we're going to have int chom equals aaron.instance.play forward once, and we're going to use, so these are the arguments that we need to put in. This is our sword sprite renderer. So how are they different? Is it just purely like the size and the number of options you have? Because that does look like an awful lot of site. Yeah, just sorry, it keeps giving me this pop up. And this is where I'm going to sound a little naive. I'm sort of having a look. Are those like mini screens on each of the buttons? Oh my word! Okay, all right. Okay, at some point I'm going to have my Stream Deck. Once I've actually got the Stream Deck, I'm going to have my Stream Deck day where I just have fun making pointless things. So, I mean, hypothetically, can I set it that if there's a particular computer game that I want to play, I can just press it and it will just come up and work? Oh man, okay, this is a lot of fun. And I'm just imagining, yeah, okay, that's really cool. I genuinely I feel like this is a big chunk of knowledge that I should have had. Like that most people would have just assumed I knew, but I had no idea. That is going to be sword sprites dot length -1. So that's just making sure that the final sprite is going to be there. And the anim speed is going to be, I want it to happen maybe over 1 second, and so that's going to be true. So what this is basically meaning is the whole animation should take 1 second, which might be a bit too fast, but well, let's check it out. And then we're going to have while aaron.instance.chombles chom. So yeah, and just to clarify as well, this is a sort of custom thing that I made a while ago. It's a really nice little script where you can do all the animations, and essentially when you set an animation, it returns this number, and we've got a bunch of booleans which will be true while they're animating, and then they suddenly become false. So we're just basically waiting while this particular boolean, which is called chumbles, or this particular one of the array is true, then we're waiting, and then at the end it becomes false. I think that's kind of all we really need to do, and I want to actually go destroy game objects. Okay, so oh right, okay, that actually just feels like this whole extra that will be like, you know, I think that'll be one of the biggest quality of life improvements I think I've ever had. You know, that's just gonna make life an awful lot easier. I'm just kind of annoyed at myself that I literally didn't even know they existed up until just a few minutes ago. Oh right. Yes. That's what I need to do. Okay, right. As soon as I've got this, like, because as you like as we've probably heard in the media going round. Yeah, I think as soon as I sort of saved up enough, I will definitely get that. Because as we know, people working in the NHS earn loads of money. We're all super rich, but I will get that though. No, it's okay. Like genuinely, like kind of, I can tell just from your texting that this isn't. It's not as though you're actually trying to advertise it. It's actually genuinely something that I will strongly benefit from. Right, so we got this bad boy. All right, now this over here. We're going to have, where we've got resources, we're going to, monster reward, so I think that's all we need. We're going to have a new folder, which is going to be monster reward stuff, because there's going to be a few game objects that we'll need to put in there. Alright, so now we've got this path, so we're going to copy this path, and, oh, no, we can just get rid of that, that's fine. And then let's go back in here, edit script, and we want, we can have it private game object, and this will be monster swords game object. And we're going to have monster swords game object equals resources dot load game object. So what I'm doing here is I'm making sure that this script has access to this game object, because we're actually literally going to create it. On top, we're going to create it as a child of this thing, and then it's going to destroy itself. Yeah. Okay. No, that'll actually be really useful. Like, because it's one of those things where, I mean, admittedly, it will be useful. Yeah, it'll be useful for beginning stream and whenever anyone redeems the Rubik's Cube, but there will be more uses for it as well. Right, so now we've got access to this monster sword go. We're going to create the monster sword. Okay, well, it's 1630. Okay, but we've got to see if it actually works. Monster. So we want to have monster reward sword script. I'll just call it sword script. Equals instantiate monster sword go, and we're actually going to have space trans, so it's going to be a child of that. Oh yeah, no, there's nothing wrong. Lurking is always encouraged. No, it was a good distraction. Don't worry, distractions are really good. Like, I think when I don't get any distractions at all, it means I have to have 100% full focus, and my brain just melts. Whereas actually having little conversations in between are really nice. Oh right. Oh, okay, nice. Oh yeah, but yeah, welcome back, Midnight. Oh yes, awesome. Oh yeah, it's been a really nice stream actually so far. So we're doing that. But what are all the things? Let me just have a quick look at this, Connor, because I'm trying to work out if it's possible. If not, it's not the end of the world. But I'm trying to work out if it's possible to. Oh yes, you can. Okay, right. So I'm looking. You won't be able to see it. The text is far too small. But I believe, unless I'm mistaken, we can. Because I've never really experimented with this. But we're going to have. Comma. So the position is going to be vector 3.0, and the Quaternion. Oh yes, right, okay. Midnight Haze. You will find this information hopefully really useful. Whenever you're instantiating or creating anything, you're going to come across quaternion.identity, and you'll have no idea what it means. I am someone who's been coding for the last 10 years? No, not quite 10 years, maybe 9 years. And I've decided that it is just an ongoing tradition that it's like, well, we have to put it in there or otherwise it won't work. But don't worry. Oh, right, you can. Oh, nice. But yes, yeah, Quaternion.identity, it's like I've got this ongoing relationship with... If I probably spent half an hour, I would understand what it is, but I've never had any need for it. I've just had to accept that I need to type it in. Get component... monster reward sort script. Okay, so we've created it. Then we want to have sword script dot I can't remember what I've called the function. I think, no, perform anim, that's it, perform anim. And then while SwordScript.busy yield return null. Okay, then we want to turn the window red. So this is where we're going to do a little bit of tricky stuff. Oh, I've heard a lot about Marvel Snap actually. I've seen quite a lot of the streamers, because I watch lots of Hearthstone Battlegrounds, and a lot of streamers are doing that. Is it actually any good? It looked quite fun, but in my head, like, you know, when I think as far as lists of things that I'm looking to do in life, it isn't get into another free-to-play card battler of some description. I suppose that's one of those things. It's like I want to make sure, like, so with my Boxitaire game, I wanted to make a point of, like, there are adverts, but there aren't that many. It's like you only have to watch essentially one advert per game. Oh, by the way, as well, sorry, I know I'm very good at completely changing the subject into stuff, but Lakia, you're actually starting to get really good. I was looking at your score a little while ago. It's like, oh, hang on a sec, you're building it up there, because I think you got like, yeah. I mean, actually, this is the thing. This is me. Like, this is actually genuine sort of question. Do you think, like, with Boxitaire, do you think it is too many adverts, or do you think it is kind of a reasonable amount? Turn window red. So what we need is the it can be private. Oh no, it's just sprite. Before sword sprite and after sword sprites, and we better actually get hold of these as well. So we are right. We're looking to get hold of these sprites. So before sword sprite equals resources dot load sprite. I don't even know if we'll need it, but I'd rather have it and not need it. So we'll find the path for that, and after sword sprites equals resources dot load all. Okay, no, that is good to know. Yeah, well, I think, like, I've played too many. I've played, like, too many of these free-to-play games where you're just thinking, wow, like, you're watching, like, half of the time, actually over half the time, you're watching an advert to progress, and it's like, oh, hang on a sec, you know, I don't want this. Because, yeah, I always want it to be, like, Yeah, I want it to be as few as sort of is necessary. But it's just if I didn't put any ads, then it's like there is literally zero concept of it ever making making any money. Right. So where are we up to now? We are. I'm trying to remember now. So over here, we want to get hold of main stuff, and we want to copy this path. So these are the after sword sprites, and I mean, no, I'll copy it separately just so I don't get anything wrong. Copy path. Oh, I've done it wrong. I needed to do that. Okay. Oh yeah, I mean, like I say, one thing, even though it is quite a pain, it normally is worth if you can getting the game on iPhone and stuff, because as much as I do technically have an Android tablet, it is an absolute nightmare trying to sort of trying to actually get it to work, because I'd want to play it. Actually, I quite on the Midnight Haze. Yes, like overall, that's one thing which kind of made Pokemon like. So just to give you like an idea, I used to play Pokemon when it was the original Pokemon Red and Blue, because I had Pokemon Red. And I remember everyone coming up to the sort of agreement that the best Pokemon ever is Gyarados. Even though Mewtwo's better and Alakazam's probably better, no, it's Gyarados. It's like every time you're like, how can you ever... Yeah, but the actual combat style it's simple, but it is quite a lot of fun. So I think that'd be pretty cool. Right. After Sword, Force, Sprite. Right, so we've got that. And what I should do, just to be on the safe side, we're going to have banner sr dot sprite equals before sword sprite. Okay, so all of this all makes sense. Actually, we're getting close-ish to being able to just get the original bit sorted. So that all happens there. So now, once the whole sword script has done its thing, we then want to have Aaron.instance.play forward once. We're going to have banner sr after sword sprites, and the final picture we want after sword sprites. Length -1. The reason I have .length -1 is that's basically saying we want the last sprite in this particular array. Right. So, and the anim speed, I think we just want it to say, let's try 0.25, because I don't mind it getting a little bit redder, but not too bad. And then we're just going to have one. Oh yeah. Int chom equals. Does everyone else have like a name for a variable that they just kind of like they've just decided to name? I know my friend always called the variable Bob, whereas to me it's chom and chum. While Aaron dot instance dot chumballs chum. You're like, I need to name it something. No. Yes, but oh yeah. Continue your lurking campaign. Lurking is, I always encourage. Yeah, lurking is all good. Slimy. That's a good name. Yeah, but I mean, like, if it is actually I probably, if your eyes are actually starting to hurt and it's starting to getting blurry, I would probably, I mean, yeah, almost see not necessarily a doctor, but actually go as far as seeing like an optician and actually having your eyesight checked out. But yeah, sorry though, sorry to hear about your eyesight. Right, where are we rocking? Right, so that's going over there. That's fine. Let's give that. Oh yeah. Oh, of course. I know. Actually, yeah. There's a particular streamer that used them all the time. It was right. Yeah. I think he did find, because there are like, yeah, ones which sort of get rid of the blue light, which is apparently good. Right. So we are going to give this a shot, see if it works. So I'm just going to have void start. Oh, I put it in the wrong place. There we go. Void start. Summon monster reward. Oh yes, of course. We actually need to create. We need to create a class here. So we're going to create a dummy reward. So monster. Hold on. How do we do this? Can we just go? Serializable field. Okay, right. Let's see if that works. Because then what I can do instead is just put our own thing in there. So if we just put MRC in there, and I have this as public. Is serial? I think serializable field is the correct thing, but we'll find out. So if I go onto here, it doesn't look like it's the right one. I've got to remember how to do this because I have done this on some other stuff. So what we're looking to do is we actually want to edit the little class that we've made. And I think it might just be called serializable, but I know that I did it with something earlier. It's in one of these classes. It might even be this. System.serializable. Okay, so what does that mean? Let me see if it works before I explain what it means. System.serializable. So if I just simply did that now, then... Oh, let's go! Yes! Ah, yes, it's because I falsely advertised everything. Were you trying to play it on Mac? Because I had it for Mac, but then I had a friend that tried to download it and couldn't get it to work. So I'm going to work. The only slight problem that we're in now is because for me to create the whole map, I've had to temporarily break the game. The game is currently not in a playable state, so I can't actually put up any more versions up until I fix the whole map. So that might be the problem that we're sort of running into. Right, so what monster do we want to have? But yeah, I do apologise. Yeah, oh yeah, I will do. Like, I think it's gutting because I think I've changed it now that I can actually put the Mac version from this PC. But I'll have to do a bit of playing around to actually get it to work. Monster name. Right, so we want to just have, let's go Blobbo. Blobbo. And let me just have one very quick look. Because I'm sure I've... Huh. So I think what I should do is have load all and then just go 0. And that should be load all and then go 0. What does that mean? That basically means I'm loading the whole thing and just picking number 0 out of it. So I think, because one thing that you have got to be a bit cautious of, and it's something that literally anyone's doing game development, it's a sort of trap that anyone doing game development will normally fall into, is I think actually Lakia described it best as feature creep, right? Where you're adding, you've got loads of ideas, and then you're realizing, oh, hang on a sec, this is actually getting quite it's going to get quite difficult. So it's like the whole concept of like multiplayer is, that's one of those sort of tricky things, which is doable, but it's like I'd work on getting it sort of functional as a single player game, and then learning about how sort of multiplayerness, like how to actually get the multiplayerness to actually work. But that sounds like a cool idea though. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So we've loaded the monster. Sorry, I wanted to have a quick look at that. Right. Okay. So summoning there. We probably should, even though it's not representative of anything at the moment, we're going to have a public bool busy. And that's going to do that. That's going to start there. We're just going to have busy equals true. And then we can actually get rid of that now. We're just going to have busy equals false. Yeah. I suppose, yeah, like kind of, when you say prices, do you mean like prices that you're like looking to sell your game for? Right. Okay, where are we up to now? Okay. Right. Okay, is this going to work? Is it going to work first time? So we want that. These monster rewards don't actually need to be filled with anything, but let's just have gain money, add rumple tokens, and add card. And here we're going to just put in, not that these numbers mean anything right now, but I'm just going to have, say, 50, 3, 1. Okay, right. Okay, bets. Right, is this going to work first time? What am I hoping to happen? We're hoping that we're going to see the Blobbo monster in the middle here, right? Then we want the two swords to come in and crush into the thing, and then the whole like window thing here to go red. Right, let's go. Okay. Almost. I'm happy with that. That's good. That is a good start. Right. Did that animation happen too quickly? And why are we not getting... Oh, hang on. I think I know why we're not getting the sprite. Because if I do this again... let me just have another quick look. What is the monster slain? Oh, it's not finding the sprite. That's interesting. Okay, so I must have done something wrong. So monster sprite equals that. Monster sprite. So it feels. I wonder why. So. Oh yeah, actually, what we can do, we can have a look at here. We can have Monster SR, so that is the correct one. We've just got to work out why it's not getting that sprite. But that looked okay though. I'm happy with that. Right. So, hang on a sec. Let me just try and work this out. So if we go into this main action, we want to just check that there is a sprite to be had there, because I must have just missed something. Did I? I think, yeah. Right. Okay, that's good though. We like mysteries. Mysteries are fun. Okay, so monsters. So, oh, that's why. Because I've actually just called it action and not main action. Let's just check to see if all the others are main action. So I literally picked the only one where it couldn't work on, but I can change that. That shouldn't matter. Because the Blobbo, like, just to clarify, this was the first one that I actually made. And so it was like for the first about 30 episodes, we were just fighting this one thing. So yeah, so here, Blobbo. Aha, okay. So we've got to change a couple of things. So I just need to put that in there. And then change. Move this out here. And we want to have that as main action. So that will, in essence, fix everything. We've got main action, main idle. I don't think I need to change anything else, because at the moment we're not actually needing to refer to this from resources. So that I can just get rid of. Right, so this should work now. I just picked the wrong one. Right, okay. It still doesn't work. Okay, have I spelt it correctly? Let's go copy this path and then compare what I was supposed to write. Oh, I need to put it somewhere. Okay, so it should be loading this one, but let's give it another play. Okay, yes, all right, that's close. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're in the right track. We just need to make that a little bit smaller. So if I were to just move stuff around, we want to have a look at this. Oh, it's because I used the mini version. So let's just have that as a reference. So we just need to, I think we just need to make it half the size, which should be fine. So 0.5, tab 0.5, 0.5, sure. Okay, so now that we've done that, we can kind of pick any picture we want, and it should ideally just, in fact, we can make it null, so that we know that it has picked the right one when it works. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like, and then it's going to get the information, and then we're going to go, yeah. Okay, that's not exactly what I was after, but that's okay. So when this happens, right, so just to clarify as well, those two swords are actually part of this main window sprite. So now, yeah, it's not as though the swords are separate now, because we've destroyed it and we've just clicked the sprite, hopefully without anyone noticing. Right, so now I'm just going to press play once more, because, you know, it's looking quite good. Bang. Yes, okay. And we can make that frame rate a bit faster as well. But what we're looking to do now is we want to move this whole game object. If I click here, then I can kind of move it. Actually, no, we've just got this one. We want to move this whole game object here up to the top like that, and then for the rewards to come out of this particular like bar. But here is the slight problem that we've got. I have no easy way of manipulating the size of this bar. So it should be, so just specifically this is all one game object. Whereas what I really should be doing is changing it slightly so that one game object is just where these swords are and this circle and this, and then have another one for this brown bar here. Which shouldn't be too hard. I just need to change a few things on the asset right. So let's get out of here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to do something a little cheeky. So if we go home, I'm going to press escape there. And so we want to get rid of that. And we want to, not that one, I want to get rid of that as well. So now I'm going to Control S, and then we're just going to save it again. I'm just going to replace some of the pictures, and then we're going to worry about getting that brown bar. So yes, that's fine. So let me go, yeah, so our first objective is just to get rid of this brown bar altogether, and then we're going to create that as a separate game object, which will kind of make everything a bit clearer. So we can close all of this, and then we go, so in our sprites, we've got UI, so that's still fine. We just need to change these. Not these, not that. Let's change these ones here. So I'm literally just going to select them all and delete them. So 64, yeah, that's fine. And then I've just got to find the file. So we still want these. In fact, let me do it one at a time so I can just drag them on. I always want to try and keep everything on one screen, but it's just whenever I've got any files, any like pictures I need to drag on, it's just a little bit more awkward. So over here, we're going to chuck these bad boys over there, and then we just want to go turn this into 64. Point filter, none, and apply. Okay, right. So hopefully, let's have a look. Yes. Okay, that is good. That is kind of what we wanted. We've got a background of black at the moment, which is kind of making life a little bit more difficult to see anything. So let's just change this to just anything that isn't black. That's fine. So let's just have another quick look, see what that looks like. That's fine. Okay, so now we're working on getting the information bar, because that's going to kind of open up. You're going to see it all stick in, and then you're going to see the loop that sort of comes out of it. So, right, how do we do that? Actually, there's a, you know what? Yeah, I've got an idea. Because we actually have somewhere. It's not there. I've got to see if I can find it, because we've got a little sprite that looks a little bit like this. So I'm going to go create 2D object sprite square, and we're actually just going to have a little search for it. Right, this is going to require there's quite a lot of sprites going on here. So I just need to see. Hopefully I'll just come across it and it'll be like, there it is. Because I can't remember what I call all my sprites. Again, it looks a bit like that, but it's not that. Right. What's the quickest way of finding this sprite when I don't know what it's called? Yeah, like I say, I'll find it. I'll be like, that's the one. Because all it is a little circle that you can make kind of bigger. And there's some pictures that I have no idea where they're from. Never mind. Right, you know what? I'll find it the correct way, or not the correct way, but the way that probably makes the most sense. Yeah, I'm going to kick myself when I find out where it is. I'm going to kick myself. So if we actually go into our test, that's it. This is the sprite. What's it called? It's called card info. Okay, that was the thing that we were after. So that's test scene. Okay, right. So we need another sprite here. This one here we're going to call card info. Yeah, that's fine. Because one thing which I want to just check. No, so if we have that as sliced, then yes, okay. Even though this is not exciting at all, what this does is if you look at the size, see the way that the bar, it kind of like, it doesn't just get bigger and smaller. It's like this central part sort of remains the same. So we need to find the point at which to put this. Okay, so I'm actually going to have, I'm just going to duplicate this actually. We're going to go, oh, card info center. That looks exactly what we're after actually. So now, I did kind of want it to be brown. I wish I could make it brown, to make it feel as though you get a treasure chest or something. But yeah. Right. So this is going to go maybe here. And we can go back onto this one. Yeah. And then I think we can make this a bit longer as well. Control Z. Let me go width 2, 4. That's probably too big. Okay. Right, and then we need to find. So now that we've got this, this is going to be at the bottom, and we'll call this. I'm just going to call it info box SR. And so we're going to have this animation here. Let's just check it's still working. Yeah, and then we just kind of want to shift it up to about, and let's go. If I have a 16:9 game, we just got to work out exactly where we want to put it on the map, so that it's not cut off the edge of the screen. So about there looks good. So is that 4.5? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Right, now I can get get rid of that. Right. Wicked. Okay. So now. The way that we actually, how do we manipulate it by changing the actual rectangle. So if I were to make this say 6, you can see the problem. You can see a problem here. Well, that's the thing. So the idea is you're going to see the sword animation, and then it's going to move up. So what we can actually do, let's go proper crazy. So 4.5 is the clear number. I'm going to duplicate this, and we're going to have not card info center, card info top, and then here we want top there, and then apply. And then if we have this bad boy, if we use the card info top instead, that's looking pretty nice. So now, when this height gets bigger, let's just say we make it 5, it goes from the bottom. Okay, so yes, right, fantastic. So that's going to go back to 0.5. This bit here, and I always like to try and minus 2.5. What's minus 2? That's a bit too low. 0.5. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so we're now going to kind of move it to the top afterwards. So, and we'll work out what we're going to do with this in a sec. Right. Okay, we're actually we are getting there. So next thing, we want to move the whole thing up a bit. So I'm actually going to go int chum equals mover.instance.move to point overshoot. And have we got a base trans? Yeah. No, not base. What does base mean? Get out of here. Right, base trans. We want to get it to new vector 3, 0.0f, comma 4.5 minus. No, it's just positive. No, that's it. That's fine. Time to take, I reckon. Let's try 0.5 seconds. And the bounce height, I can't remember what this actual number represents. It represents how much it moves. So I'm just going to try 0.5, but that might be either way too much or way too small. So that's moving to that point there, and then we're just going to have while. Oh yeah, by the way, yeah, mover dot instance dot s2f bool chum yield return null. So it's going to move up, right? And then we probably better get where we've got this banner. We're going to have another public sprite renderer, which we're going to call info box sr. And I wonder if it will be so good as to. Oh, let's go. Betty is on form. I just need to do that, and then we're fine. And for my own OCD, I just want to have all the things line up nicely. Okay, there we go. Right, so we now have access to this. Now, and what I'll do is I'm going to do another quick experiment. So we're going to have float time equals 0.0f. It's got brown box. Okay, right. I need to just quickly make this brown, so because I like the idea that it's a sort of brown chest. Now, the advantage of making all of these sprites grey, it means you can change it to whatever colour you like, and the original colours won't actually affect anything. Right. So, does anyone know how to make brown? That looks pretty good, doesn't it? I think a little bit darker, something like that. Okay. So what we're going to do, it's going to open up, but the thing which I want to be quite sort of smart and clever about is I want it to go to the size of how many rewards you're actually going to get. So in this case, we know that that there's going to be 3 rewards. There's going to be gain money, add Rumble tokens, add cards, and then soon we're going to create a whole other game object for the actual tiles that we're going to put in. So this will be fun. Okay, so what we're going to do now, just as a sort of placeholder, let's go make it. So if this was 4.5, we'll get it back there, and this was say 6. Yeah, we'll grow it up until 6. From 0.5. I think that's okay. Now, I don't have any quick way of doing that, so we're going to just put the code into there. So float time equals 0, while time is less than 1.0f, time plus equals time dot delta time, yield return null. And then it's going to be, I'm just going to have float original y scale equals info box sr dot size dot y, and we're going to have float target y scale equals, and like I say, we're going to change this at some point, equals because 6.0f. Okay, and then float difference target Y scale. Oh yes, target Y scale minus original Y scale. Yeah, okay. So so now that we've done that, where was I going with this? So infobox sr dot size equals new vector 2. Just got to remember a few things. Oh yes, that's a really good point. That's I actually at the moment, if I'm honest, because of how I've made it, I don't know if there's much we can do about it. No, there isn't. It is really, really difficult to actually get hold of. Because I think the problem which we've got is it's going to be quite hard to kind of recreate that scenario in my current version. It's just so it's like once I've kind of got the map sorted, I want to actually play around and really try and create that problem. Because like what I did a stream a little while ago where I thought, yeah. So anyway, sorry. Just a quick disclaimer. A problem that we've got is there's a particular construct in my game called Kev, and it's there to save like your rangers before they die. But I've got some coding. I coded it wrong the first time I uploaded the game, and then I thought I'd actually uploaded the fixed version. But if you're still having this problem, like I obviously didn't fix it properly. But yeah, that is it is a bit of a shame. It's like kind of, and the worst thing is when you're actually playing the game, if you happen to get that particular construct, you can't decide not to get it. You can't be like, well, that's the glitched one, just don't bother getting it. It forces you to add it to your city or your town. And oh yeah, actually, hold on. Yeah, and like at the moment, there's not an awful lot you can do, but I'm trying to work out because the thing which makes it even more difficult is the fact that I don't know if you did get the most recent one or if you got it as soon as it came out. Because unlike with Steam, it will tell you there's an update. Itch doesn't do that at all. It's just like, well, you got the version that you downloaded. You got to stick with it. And yeah, at the moment, and I feel really bad because, like, out of interest, did you say you'd completed it? Like, have you actually completed like year 1? That will be original Y scale plus. That's even more annoying. You got this far and now it just might be glitched. I just genuinely feel really bad. There is not an awful lot I can do at the moment. All I can say is you might be, if you got the most recent one, it might even keep the data from the other one. That's actually really useful. Oh, that actually is. It didn't occur to me. That's really useful. Okay, hold on. Let me let's see if we can. Sorry, I'm just going onto the thing. I can find out. Sorry, I'm having a little look. Edit. Jesus. Huh. Okay. All right. That tell you what's really useful. So it. Hold on. Oh, the 18th of the 9th. Wait a sec. Just a sec. Sorry, I'm just having a look here. By the looks of things, in fact, I can show it on this screen. I don't think we're divulging too much information here. By the looks of things, I made the change on the 10th of October. Yeah, so it might be the old version. But yeah, it's just in my head. I didn't even know. I thought, like, if that implies that I left it that many days before I actually fixed that problem. Yeah, that might be the case, but there is a chance it could actually just still keep your data. So if you keep it, it might be able to just keep the data that you've got, and there's a tiny chance. Yeah. Don't worry. Yeah. Oh, right. But yeah. Right. Anyway. Right. So we're basically what we're doing here is we're getting it from its original size up until the desired size, which is 6 over 1 second. And I've done this little bit of code here to do that. So that should be fine. So let's have a look, see what this looks like. Then we're going to create the actual individual single rewards. Oh, I know. I see what's happened. I see. I forgot to move this back. That needs to go to 0. Okay. Okay, that's good. Obviously, it overshot itself way more than was needed, but that's okay. Right, we are good. This is good. Right. Now, I can't remember if making this number bigger. Let's try 0.1 because we just want it to overshoot a little bit. And when I say overshoot, I just mean as in it's moving from one place to the other, but just slightly going past it. So it's like a wing, you know. Whereas this, it seems to go like way over. Right. Yeah, perfect. Okay, right. So then we're going to have our rewards over here. I think we just start putting it together. Right, yes. Oh, this is getting exciting. Right, brilliant. So now let's go physically create the rewards. So if we have an empty sprite, and I'm just going to, for the time being, just turn this one off so I can just focus on this one purely. So 0, 0, 0. And we want, and I think I've put the sprites in already. So let's close this. And we've got UI, monster reward stuff, main stuff, single rewards. So this is all we'll need, hopefully. Because I kind of want to change the colours of it, dependent on what it gets. So coins, I want it to be yellow. Rumpletown things, I want it to be purple, and but we shouldn't be too hard. So we're going to create a 2D object that comes from it, which is going to be there, and that will be this bad boy. And we've changed all of this, so that should be no problem. And let's go change all of this. So's that. Oh, I can't go. Oh no, that's irritating. I can't actually do the edit sprite for all of them at the same time. So we need to just kind of do them all individually, I think. Because, yeah, so if I just go... right, okay, apologies. Okay, this will hopefully... I reckon I can get this done quickly, but it looks like I need to do this for each individual sprite, which is a little annoying. But that's okay. Yeah. Oh yes, okay, cool. Because I did have this slight worry that you'd get the new version and it might just crash. But yeah, like I say, I think I sorted that problem. But yeah, okay, cool. Right. So we've got that. We just need to do that another 6 more times. Okay, so we've applied. Oh, actually, I wonder if it's just 11, 11, 11, 11. Okay, let's see if I can just type in those numbers. That's not what I wanted. Sprite editor. 11, 11, 11, 11. Ah, yes. Okay, right. We just got to do that. That shouldn't take as long. So apply. Yeah. I've just got to type 11 in lots and lots of times. Okay. So what we're doing here, we're making sure that when we're actually growing the when we're growing this like particular info box, which is very similar to the other info boxes, but the reason they are actually all different because what well, I don't want to say I'm following Slay the Spire entirely, but Slay the Spire have a slight glow on the on all of the rewards, and I was like, I kind of want that. Apply. Right. Okay. 3 more. Because one thing that I'm really excited to doing is I've got more card ideas that I want to put in, and yeah, I'm just looking. I can't wait to actually sort of get that far, but like I kind of want to make the game at least a playable state before I actually like create more cards. Right, and then here, sprite editor. Okay. Oh, apply. Okay. Right, I think that's that problem sorted. So here we want it to be sliced. Okay. And I think it being in the center is fine. So we can actually just do a little bit of sort of trial and error. This one needs to be further ahead. So we're going to make this say 6. And then we're just going to kind of work out the kind of size that we want to create it. I've done something wrong there. I forgot to undo this. So, oh, yeah. So let's have a look. Right, so let's actually get an idea as to exactly the sort of size that we want it. So height, that's width 6, that's a bit too big. 5, that's good. Yeah, because we're kind of like looking to have, yeah, so I think 5 is just the key number that we're after. So gain that many coins, yeah, okay, right. So right, this will all make sense. So, oh yes, iHughes Audio, yes, wicked. Oh yeah, Game Dev Rockstar, let's go. Oh, wicked. Yeah, thanks for the follow. Right, what we're doing at the moment, we're working on making a sort of animation, kind of similar to Slay the Spire, for sort of the monster reward. And now I'm actually working on the actual individual rewards. So we'll call it why do I keep writing monster? Monster individual reward go. And now that we're here, we can make this one 5. Not that one 5. This one 5. Oh yes, well I think the I was doing a bit of a sort of discussion with someone the other day, and I just feel like Slay the Spire is such a revolutionary game, and like because there wasn't really many sort of, but it is essentially it's a single player like card drafting game. And yes, it's got that proper roguelike in that it's like every run is very different, but you can work out sort of strategies and stuff. And I'm going for I'm trying to go for something similar, but I'm having this ongoing conflict of thinking, is it too much like Slay the Spire? But I like to think that it's sort of spicy enough that that there is enough difference to Slay the Spire. I tell myself anyway. Background SR. So what we also want to have is we're going to create another 2D object, sprite square, and this one is going to be I want it to be in front of that, so we're going to have that as 7. And we kind of want it about there, but I always like to just kind of let's go 1.75. I think that's good. And now I kind of want to just put a picture on here. Have I got coin? One of these. And that looks good, doesn't it? That looks okay. So we've done that. This will be reward picture. Reward icon SR. And we then want to add and now there seems to be no easy way, so whenever I'm putting text on I actually have to do I think I'm going crazy. Anyway, but iHugh's audio, how's it all rocking? Yeah. Oh, I think it's just text mesh. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. And then we leave it like that, and then it's fine. So I'm just going to put in a blanket sort of default bit of text, which we're just going to call gain 50 gold, and then we can just kind of shrink it down, make it look slightly more presentable. So I've got my special font here. And we kind of want to make it so that the text itself, alignment, because I kind of want the text to start here and then go right. So first of all, character size, if I do 0.5, and then we, yes, let's anchor upper left. How do we do this again? Sorry, it's been a little while. Oh, fair play. Oh, nice, yeah. I mean, I quite often, like, Twitch is kind of my Netflix, so to speak. It's like, I'll quite often just put on Twitch to just kind of chill out a bit. Oh, hold on. Oh, okay. We have this. This is fine, right? So, oh, this is where it gets really confusing, right? So I just want to have that as 0, and we want the text to start about here. Okay, because when I'm like, it's. I look at this as a yeah, and it moves over. Okay, that's okay. That's fine. Right. Sorry, just talking to myself here. So we also need to make sure, like, and it kind of frustrates me because on this particular screen I can't put it in front of everything else, but I can do it in text in code. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to have reward text TM. Okay, so now we're going to make a script which is basically putting all of this together, and it's going to do some stuff. So right. So, and yeah, and when it comes to coding is obviously my favourite thing. So right, we're going to see if we can make a full script for our monster individual reward I reckon I can do it in about maybe 25 minutes. So it's going to be roughly 4 minutes to 6 by the time it's done. Right, let's go. Okay. Monster reward scripts. We're going to go create C# script individual monster reward script. Okay. And now we're going to add this over here. We're going to edit this script and we're going to start doing stuff. So what do we need? We need a public transform base trans, a public sprite renderer background SR, a public sprite renderer icon SR. We need a public text mesh, which will be reward TM, and we also we want a public mesh renderer, which we're going to call a reward MR. So why do we need all of those? We want to make sure we've got access to all the all of the stuff before we can actually do anything with it. But yeah, so void awake. Actually, I don't know if you're still about iHues, but if I go, I don't know if you've got a PC, because at the moment it's Boxer. Does that work? Yeah. If you wanted, oh no, that's not Boxer Tear. Sorry, I'm showing the wrong game. Sorry. Rumpel Town. Yeah, I've got a game. It's saying available for PC and Mac. It's only actually available for the PC at the moment. But if you wanted to, because part of what I kind of want to do is get people to play my game before they play Slay the Spire, because you'll play this game thinking, oh yeah, this is actually quite fun, and then I'm worried that you'll be like, oh, but Slay the Spire is obviously a lot more fleshed out and a lot better. But it is. If you did want to give it a shot, I've put the link in the chat. Anyway, right, we just need to hook up all of these things. So base trans equals get component transform, background SR equals get component in children, get components in children, and that'll be number 0, I believe. Yeah, and that can be number 1. Reward TM equals get component in children, text mesh, and reward MR equals get component in children mesh renderer. Okay, right, so we've got all the stuff that we need. Just keep spaces around. So what I kind of want to do as well, just a good safe thing to do, now that we've done that, we just want to check that these are hooking up to all the correct things. Actually, let me do one other very quick thing as well. Reward MR dot sorting order equals, I think I can just make it 6. So that means that the higher the number, the more in front of the screen it is. So this is just making sure that the text will be in the correct place. And then just as a little thing, let's go make reward tm dot text equal to get, oh no, hold on, equal to get gold with an exclamation mark. Okay, so now if I press play, there's a few things that we're hoping to see. Let's hope everything works. Okay, so that's roughly what I wanted to. Obviously, that text is far too big. We need to make it smaller than that. But that's roughly what we were going for. Because I'm excited. We're going to make it sort of glow. Right. So yeah. But that's kind of what we're going for. Let's go make this before I forget. Character size 0.25. So hypothetically, that looks okay. That's fine. Okay. So now we want to essentially, let's go start putting it together. Let's go. How are we going to summon it? I think we want it to just go from small to just instantly to a certain size. So we are going to have a public void set up reward, and then we want 2 arguments. So what we're going to do, where we have these monster rewards and monster reward ints, we're going to put both of these arguments into our individual things. So setup reward, we want DM reward potentials, which I should just call, potentials is fine, and int reward int. I'm keeping all these low. That should just be, actually, I'll just have reward. That probably makes a bit more sense. Reward there. Okay, so we're going to have a DM, a public DM reward potentials, and we're just going to simply call it reward, and then public int reward int. Okay, so now that we're going to just set these arguments here. So it's going to be reward equals reward. So the purpose of this is so that we can actually do a function from outside and set up all the stuff that we want. And then we're going to have reward int equals reward int. Okay, and then we're going to have private IEnumerator set up reward routine, and I always like to have a boolean. That was it. What was it doing? A public boolean that we just call busy, and we're just going to have busy equals true, busy equals false, and then we're going to do a bunch of green messages, do everything that we want. So I think we should just have it, actually there's some things that are just faster to actually physically do, so I'm just going to have base trans dot local scale equals, so we're going to make it a 0, vector3.0, and then we're going to kind of like grow it to the size. So int chum equals mover.instance dot boink to size. I like using, because that way it's going to kind of go bigger and sort of bounces. Instead of it just growing from nothing to that, it kind of bounces as it gets bigger. It looks good. So start trans is going to be our base trans. The target vector, I believe it's just vector3.1, and the time to take, I think 0.5. Actually, no, let's go 0.25. I want it to be nice and quick. The size amplification, that should be 1.25. So that's just saying that it's going to go 1.25 times bigger before it gets to the actual intended size. And then the decimal, it's 0.5. So that's just saying it's half of the time it's going to spend getting to 1.25 times bigger, and then the other half it's going to go down to the size that we actually want it, which is the vector 3.1. Okay, while mover dot instance dot s2 bool chum yield return null. Okay, but one thing that occurs to me as well, so this is growing the reward to size, but we actually now need to have, I think somewhere here, we're just going to have a little function which we're going to call public void set text. No, set info. Yeah. Okay. So what are all the things that we're looking to set? So we're going to have a switch. Reward. Okay. So dependent on what the reward is going to be. So case DM raw potentials dot gain money. We want the background to be yellow. So background SR dot color equal color dot yellow. We want the TM. I was hoping it was going to be there. Reward text mesh dot text equal to gain plus reward int dot reward int dot to string plus gold coins. I think that's all we need. And then we also want to have a little animation of the coin. So icon, that's it. Icon SR. Okay, so we're going to have Aaron.instance dot play forward continuously. And so this is a function that I've made where you just get put in a sprite renderer and you put in a bunch of sprites. So we're going to actually just go resources dot load all of sprites that we need. Which I'll find where it is in a sec. That one we can just keep as null. And anim speed, let's say 0.1f. So that means it's essentially got a frame rate of 0.1. And I think that's kind of all we need. Yeah, that should be okay. Oh wow, weird beard, Dev, rock and roll, wicked. Well, it is interesting because there's what I've done. That's actually really good thinking. Actually, it's just unfortunately right. I mean, yeah, the problem that we've got is unfortunately any problems that people had with Slay the Spire, they've actually essentially been patched out. You know, it really is such a good game that. Because what I'm actually partly doing to stand out is the fact that you are like controlling a town that is that you need to defend, as opposed to it being a person that you're controlling to attack things. I've made kind of enough little changes so that it hopefully does feel like a different game. Just see. We're gonna have. Add rumble tokens. So I wonder if we've got purple. We don't. Okay, what colour is purple? Let me go find. And let's just keep it blue for the time being. But I do want to actually have a purple colour. So this will be add that many. No. Maybe I should. We'll just stick with the same. Gain that many rumble tokens. Ah, yes, okay, that's much better. Thank you, I really do appreciate that. Okay, sweet, equals new colour. How do we do this again? Oh yeah, but that's... Oh yes, hold on. Yeah. So what I can probably do... I was actually kind of hoping that you could put... I was kind of hoping that you could put in things, but 8 is roughly 50, isn't it? So 80, so it will be 0.5, 0.50, 0.5. I'm quite proud of that, actually. Right now, sometimes people like, yeah, it's like kind of the quick knowledge of how hexadecimal works, realizing that 8 is like essentially half because it's a base 16, and this is dealing with single integers. I mean, single floats that are somewhere between 0 and 1. I think that is the correct. I think that's right. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Is that the colour of your is that the colour of your beard? Because I know you've got literally the best beard ever. Yes. Yeah. Case DM reward potentials dot add card. I want the colour just to be grey. I should just copy and paste this. Control C. Now the card itself, we might need to alter the size, but we'll find out if we need to alter the size in a sec. So this is just going to be colour dot grey. Now I don't know how it knew that I wanted grey. I don't know if it was overhearing through the microphone, because it just defaulted to grey there. It was as if it was hearing. And that will be add a card to your deck. And the picture, we're actually just going to get a stationary picture here, which will be icon SR equals icon SR dot sprite equals resources dot load sprite. Okay, so we just need to fill in these bad boys, and what we kind of want as well is, if ever it's one of the things that somehow we just want to have a default as well. So Control V, that will, and is it just default? Is it case default? Oh, I can't remember how to do the default thing. Let's have a look. Is it just default there, and then we have to put a break? Yes. Okay. Right. That's fine. Okay. So we want to. Yeah, this looks all good. We just need to fill in these bits, get the right thing. Oh yes! Oh nice! That is really cool. Yeah, I think, yeah, probably, yeah, best beard. Best beard. It's like, because I was thinking, I've met a few people with beards, but I was like, yeah, the fact that you got it properly like highlighted. Oh, by the way, anyone else on the stream, Weird Beard Dev, he's properly really educational streamer. It's like I think it was just in the period of time that I was watching, I'd learned so many different tricks. I was like, wow, that's amazing. Yeah. Right, so I think we've got pretty much all the things that we want. So we haven't actually done this function at any point. Oh, that was it. Right. Where was I? Oh, yeah. Right. We've got to find out where the coins are, the Rumple tokens are, and the card back sprite. So let's go resources, sprites, card, not card art. I think it might just be that one. This one is probably going to be too big. but that's fine. We would rather it too big, and then we'll deal with that in a little bit. So this one here is over here. Oh yeah, oh nice. Oh yeah. So I think that's... Oh no, I'm looking at the wrong place. So I just want to check sprite card, that's fine. Like I said, I think that's going to be a little bit too big, but we'll worry about that in a sec. Now, if I just go coins, it's this bad boy over here, find out where that's kept. So I think let's try this one, copy path. Control V. So, and we want the Rumple tokens, which I can't remember where they're kept, so I'll just type in Rumple tokens. That looks about right. So I'm just going to go copy path and chuck it over here. So I think that's all the stuff that we need. I just want to, like, by default, like in case somehow one of these three doesn't get on, we just want a default, because I am looking for just the concept or potential of also getting constructs at the end. So yeah, this is good. Right, so Control S. So now I just need to actually make it set up. Start coroutine, set up reward routine. Okay. Right. Oh, fair play. Oh, Gliss, thanks so much for hanging out. Yeah, this has been it's actually been quite an adventure. Right? I knew this was going to take a while, but it is starting to sort of come together a bit. So this is the whole thing. So we actually kind of want to have set info over here. So okay. So hopefully we're going to actually set all the info, and then we're going to make it grow from 0 to 1. And then what we also want to do, and I can probably do it here, is have Aaron.instance.play ping pong continuously. We're going to have background SR. I have no idea if this is going to work because I haven't actually tried this. Resources dot load all sprites in a particular place, and the anim speed, let's keep it with 0.1f. So we just got to find out where these borders are. I feel I must have... Oh yeah, we need a finishing sprite, so I just need to go null. So what are we doing here? I've got this weird sort of idea that I kind of want to make it look a little bit glowy, but not anything too outrageous, but just kind of a little bit glowy. So if I'm trying to work out if I can kind of show it on here. I guess so, yeah. So it's like if I just kind of cycle through, I kind of want it to just be a little bit glowy like that. So single reward, let's go copy path, chuck it over here, just get rid of that. Okay, right, so this is all we need to actually set up for the time being, but I kind of want to go this hopefully will be quite fun. because we've got to do a little bit of maths, but it'll be fun maths. Right, so I'm actually going to put this here, and then we've got to work out, if I make this as, say, 6, we've got to work out where we want the first one to start, and how much space we need to leave between them all. Oh, nice. Okay, right, I'll do that now, actually. Is it free? So is this where you got like all of the tricks? Because there's one particular trick that you used, which I was anyway. I'll leave this link up. I'll have a little sort of scan over it later. Yeah, that's brilliant. I appreciate that. Because yeah, one thing that you did a little bit on stream was the concept of when you're creating loads of objects at once, right? You're not actually creating a new one each time. You're just cycling and switching them on and off, which actually kind of blew my mind, because that's like such a massive way of like reducing the processing power. It's just brilliant. Yes, object pool, that's the one. Yeah, I was like, oh man, I kind of want to make some sort of bullet hell game at some point. Right, shift home, minus 3.5. That looks good. So if we were to duplicate that, minus 4.5, not quite, maybe minus 5. Okay, so we now have to work out how big we want to make. Yeah, how big we want to make like this. Actually, is that too much? Maybe it should be 4.75. That's probably better. So we're actually looking to make this the length of however many rewards you've got. So by the sounds of things, if I just close this up, it's 1.25 plus, I'm actually going to guess. We're going to guess. I'm going to say plus 1. Okay, right, now, let's see if we can, because I'm going to do the thing which I'm actually quite excited about doing. We're going to see if we can actually get it perfectly working the first try. So, yes, okay, so normally I'd be like, well, I could just test to see if this works. But no, I'm going to actually put it in the whole thing and get it to work. If this works, I'll be really happy. Okay, so what we've done here, we've already set up this monster reward class when we've got a dummy amount of loot that we're looking to add. Okay, so with that knowledge in mind, here we don't want the target scale to be 6. We want the target scale to equal, okay, MRC, which is our reward class, dot monster rewards dot length, dot count, sorry, dot count, right, and we want to make sure that is a float as well. So if we just put a little float in brackets before, then we know that can be a float. And then did we decide times 1.25? I think it was 1.25, but I can alter that. So we've got hold of that, and then plus 1.0f. So now, at this point, it's going to grow to the size of the number of rewards that we want to actually create. And then I think it was minus 3.5 was the opening start. So now, this is the bit where we're creating the rewards. So we need to get hold of the game object. I mean, this is a little bit adventurous, trying to get everything to work all in one go. But I like the idea that it's just, I might be able to just get it to work in one go. It's going to be called individual reward go. And then we want to have, let's go keep a bit of space here. Individual. I've got too many individual reward go. I've got too many things. Equals resources dot load game object and then we're just going to quickly make this a thing that we can get hold of. So if we go into prefabs, monster reward stuff. No! Right, are we actually... Just a sec, I might have made a bit of a mistake. Okay, it's alright, the world is back. I realised I just deleted all of this. That would have been terrifying. Okay, right, everything's fine. We can relax, we're okay. This, we can just put this over here, and then we're going to go copy path. I didn't actually mean to delete it before. So now we've got the path and we've got it in there, I can delete it. So that is going to be over there. We just need to delete all the rubbish stuff. So now this will mean we've got access to this individual reward go. And so now that we've grown it to ideally the scale that we need to, we're going to have 4 int I equals 0, I less than mrc dot monsterrewards.count I plus plus. Okay, so now we're going to have individual monster reward script, which we'll just call individual monster. Fine. Equals instantiate individual monster reward go. Individual reward go, that's fine. And I want to, we've got to do the vector and we're going to make it a child. So new vector 3. I think we decided it's minus 3.5. No, it's 0.0f minus 3.5 plus open brackets float of, there is a lot of brackets here, float of I multiplied by 1.25f comma quaternion.identity comma base trans dot get component. Yeah, sorry, this is actually, I won't lie, yeah, this is a little bit hard to keep track. It's only just because I've got this right in my mind. So what I'm doing is I'm creating it. I realise that the y needs to be minus 3.5 for it to fit on the thing. And obviously, because we're creating 3 rewards in this case, we want there to be, although that needs to be minus, minus. We want them to be like 1.25 units apart from each other. So we're creating that, and then we're going to have individual monster dot set up reward. No, it's not. Yeah, I think it's set up reward. And we're going to have our mrc dot monster rewards I mrc dot monster reward ints I, and then oh, I've just put the letter P in there for no reason. Okay, so we're setting it up with all this stuff, and then we're going to have while individual monster dot busy yield return null. Okay, all right. I think that's it. Right. Okay. Now, if this works first time, I think I'm gonna flex for a little while, because this probably won't work. But I mean, how cool will it be if it does exactly what I want? Right. Okay. First of all, we've got any error messages? Okay, we've passed that. No error messages. This we need to set back to being 0.5. Okay. Let's go. Oh no! Ah, close. Okay, close. I've obviously slightly got this wrong. Oh, hold on. Oh, okay. So that's still not bad. You know what? That is not bad. I will definitely take that. So I need to make that like reddening a bit faster. So we've obviously not quite got it as to where we need it. So this is apparently -8. So, but and this is probably a little bit big. So let's find out what we actually need to put that down to. 0.25. And we can put a space there, gain 3 Rumpel tokens. Let's actually find out how many things we can get. But this is okay. This is absolutely okay. So if I still a really big win. That's actually, so we are still getting 0.5 apart, but that's okay. We just need to have, we need to go Control X. So this is, I wouldn't say it's a flaw per se, but when you instantiate something and make it the base trans of something, the implication to me would be that, well, yeah, when you make it a child of something, that the vector that you put in is individual monster dot base trans dot local position equals that would be the, but anyway, that should work that bit. Right. Oh man, I'm really happy with that, by the way. that was a really big win. I like that. So we just needed to make sure that the local position is now actually at the correct place. So that's setting up all the rewards. We want to do, I think 12. Okay, right. I've got the number 12 in my head for some reason. I'll tell you what it means in a 12. What do you mean 12? This is the thing that we're looking for. So where we've got this text, we can actually go master.script.instance dot fix description text, and we can put whatever string we like in here, and we can put in the length so that the words kind of break. So I think 12. Something's wrong. Oh, it's not. Fixed string line length, that's it. So that should be fine. We just need to have, yeah, and I think 12 is the key number. So yeah, this is a little bit of coding, which is, I mean, genuinely like proper, I enjoyed this because this made me feel like I was doing coding for the first time, trying to work out, but this particular bit of code is where you put in a string and you give it a number like the line length, and so it will, the letters, the sort of text will be, make sure that there's no more than 12 letters per line. But it's just, it also breaks up the word, so it won't cut through halfway through a word. And that will be master script dot instance dot fixed string line length comma 12, and then I think it's just probably easier if I just go Control C. Yeah. C, and then we just chuck this over here. I might actually have to end the stream soon, which is going, because I wanted to make the to make the whole thing just Like I want to see if I can get this full like monster reward sorted in one stream, but we've got close though. We've almost done all of the visual stuff that we need. So I think we decided 0.25 as well. Sorry, 0.25. What we need to do is we need to get hold of this sprite renderer, get the transform out of it, and then make the local scale 0.25. On the case that it's a card, I'm picking the wrong bit. So what I kind of want to do is go icon sr dot get component transform dot local scale equals new vector 3 0.25f 0.25f. Okay, right. Okay, this time it's going to look brilliant. Right, this is going to be fantastic. I'm still probably yeah. Okay, right. How does this look? So reward, you've just done it. Yeah. That's not bad, is it? And if you look quite carefully, there is a bit of a glow on each of them, which is what I was going for. Like it's a sort of subtle glow, and we're gonna make it so that right. Sorry, I need to change this text. We want to make it just up, just a tiny bit. Actually, no, we don't. We just need to make these numbers bigger. So instead of it being 12, maybe I make it 15. 15. Right, let's try that again. But yeah, this is really good. I'm really happy with this. Right, bam, bam, bam. And before I continue, let's go make the monster under forward once. Let's go make that essentially just faster. Okay, right. Yes. Okay, right. And I know another thing. This one could be a little bit shorter, couldn't it? So somehow the height is 4.7528, and yeah, I'm pretty certain I have done. Yeah. Anyway, if we were to minus, say, 1, it was originally 4. Let's just say that was. So that looks about right. So we've taken 0.2 off of it. So when we were actually making the scale here, I think if that's just 0.8, that will just look a little bit nicer. And what else were we going to do? Oh yeah, right. So we're just going to just check everything else. So yeah, I like this though. Right. Yeah. Okay. Right. Fantastic. Okay, that is a really big. That is properly. I'm so happy with that. What we're looking to do, I think, I'm probably going to call it here because I've realised I need to have food and I need to. Yeah, I need to do some things, but. This is actually, I'm genuinely unhappy with the results. So what we're going to do, like once like kind of I've got all this sorted, we're then going to incorporate this into the map. So I'll show you roughly what the plan is. So if we go into our, I'm just going to go Control S. We'll save that. So scenes. Test map is what we've called it at the moment. So when the when it opens there, about at that point there is when I kind of want the monster rewards to come up. So you choose the monster rewards and then it'll go over to there and then you'll be able to play. Yeah, I like that. So oh yeah, of course I've actually done the whole movement things. So you won't be able to control the. You won't be able to control Nina, is what I've called her, when you're on this. Um, but like kind of, I just like the idea. I like that sort of freedom to be able to do that. Right. Yeah. Okay. Right. This has been genuinely, absolutely fantastic. I probably will call it here. Um, but thank you so much for sticking around. This has been a really decent stream. Um, I've got everything sorted, but I'm gonna have to go for food and stuff. I have got this week off, so I might be streaming more throughout the week. But we'll see how it goes. Anyway, thank you so much for everyone, and I will see you guys later. Right. Just got to remember how to click everything. All right. Uh, I'm not sure who I'm raiding at the moment.